Good morning! So hopefully my audio levels are fine. I was not able to figure out my headphone situation again, unfortunately, so having a little bit of technical difficulties. So my speakers are turned off for me, but hopefully you guys can still hear the music. If you want me to turn the music up or turn the music down, just let me know. I'm also bumped the audio levels on this microphone, so hopefully my voice is coming in nice and clear. But again, just drop a comment in the chat if it's not clear so that we can adjust those levels. I feel like I haven't been on here in forever. Like, it's been 2 weeks since my last stream, but also 2 weeks since my last video. So I've been on a little bit of a drawing hiatus. And hi Nancy, hi Bing, how are you doing this morning? As you can tell by looking at the book, today's page is actually a continuation of last stream's page because this is only partially done. I did not do the extra legwork in the interim to finish this page off stream. I've just been having some R&R because I was, doing a mental health break, I guess, and so I needed the time away from all of my self-imposed responsibilities. But I'm so glad that you guys are here. Yes, bangs! So last time I was wearing a pink wig just because I was trying to do a character. It wasn't very well thought out. I will be the first to admit that. It did not look great. But this is my actual hair. I actually did go and get it cut and had some bangs added, so it's a little bit shorter. Stand up. You can see that the hair is not as long anymore. And also I added some bangs. So, hi Callie, hello, stopping by to say hi. Can't stay for long, but it's nice to see you, Perry. Hope you're well. Art looks good. Thank you. Art looks great. So that's so nice of you. I'm so glad that you were able to stop by, Callie. Today is actually a very special stream, despite the fact that we're not doing something brand new with the book. We are doing something very special and new with this stream because if you saw the title of this stream, this is going to be our first giveaway. And what we are giving away is going to be trading cards from our stream characters. So from our comic stream, we are doing trading cards, not that guy. Although I will show you guys this guy. This is Bing's character. He is going to be added to the comic as the Royal Taste Tester. So we will be adding him to our official canon. But over here we have our cards, our stream cards. And right up here you can see Chase. He was the last one I finished. But let's go ahead and flick through these so you guys can see all of the cards that we have so far. We have Dave, and he's going to pop up here a little bit bigger in the preview. I hope. He's supposed to pop up a little bit bigger in the preview. Let's refresh. We'll refresh it. I've had this up since like last night, and I put my computer to sleep. So that's why I have to log back in. Okay. We'll do that. We'll log back in. We'll open save projects. So this is where I'm printing our cards. So if you guys are very interested in the card making process and you liked the card making video, this is what I'm printing them through, makeplayingcards.com in PC. And as you can see, I've got a little over half of the deck filled out, and I've got a couple more to add here. Being your character is one of them. We will be adding your character to the remaining 8 cards. And I have one in progress that we might even work on a little bit on stream today, so we'll see how that goes. But let's go ahead and preview these. So let's go to quick preview. The back of the cards aren't dropped in yet because I have to finish filling out this page with the front of the cards before I can add the back of the cards, but I like the back too. I think it looks really nice. So we have Dave, we have Candy, and we have Crumbleton Batterson III, Zelda, of course, and we have Lily B. And here is Shmigal, Nancy, your girl, Shmigal, and our curious little friends. I know that we have like an entire army of them, but I just drew the one by himself. So we have a Sussy Crab Soldier, we have Dr. Crow, Deadlight Switch's character, we have Mia for Brush Bomber, and we have over here Chase, so that's where I started. and I have a few more underway, but he seems like a Sebastian. The crab, the sussy crab soldier, he does, he really does. I've been thinking about random names. Maybe we can call him Sebastian. Oh, you're not even talking about the crabs. You're talking about your character, the taste tester. Okay, I love the name Sebastian. When I was in high school, you know, I don't know if boys do this as much as girls do, but Nancy, help me out here. Girls totally, when they're in high school, start picking out baby names. Like, they start thinking ahead, they start playing house, you know, maybe even younger than high school, and you start thinking about baby names. I was in love with the name Sebastian when I was in high school. I totally thought if I had a little boy, I would call him Sebastian. But anyway, I think that's a great name, so we can absolutely call your character here. Let's click back over very quickly. This guy, we can call him Sebastian. He looks like a Sebastian. So that will be this character's name, and he will be introduced to our comic as the Royal Taste Tester. This is the music we're listening to. And yeah, so that's the plan, but I'm going to give it a little bit more time before I announce what the giveaway entails, like how you can win the giveaway, because it is going to be a little bit of like a riddle, a little bit of a contest, and it's going to involve these cards you're seeing on screen right now. So I'm going to have a little kind of what do you call it? Like a trivia? That's the word I'm looking for. So we are going to do a trivia based on these cards, and the first person who can bring me the correct answer will win the first batch of cards. So they will receive in the mail, as long as you're comfortable with giving me an address that I can ship them to, you can receive in the mail a batch of these cards. Alright, so back to here. That said, we are still like just a few minutes into the stream, and I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to compete for the cards. Everybody gets a chance to participate in the giveaway. I know you guys are the early birds. If I like just threw that out there right now, there'd be like two of you fighting for the cards, and I feel like it'd be a little bit unfair to everybody else, even though you guys are the early risers. I know there are some people that are still asleep right now. 100%, and then I didn't use them, haha. Oh, the baby names? Yeah. I think we outgrow them at some point, or we are constantly changing our minds about those. Hi, Pilfer, how are you? Good to see you and that you made it. So we were just talking about, you might know this, I don't know how long you've been on the stream. We were just talking about the card giveaway. So we are going to go ahead and do the first card giveaway. I admittedly am not done drawing all of the cards yet. I still have 8, I have like 7.5 left to go. I have one that's like halfway done. And, but I don't want to wait anymore. I don't want to make you guys wait anymore for this card giveaway, at least for the first round. So I'll do a couple of these. I don't know how much they're going to cost to ship, so I'm just sort of like eating that cost and not even knowing what it is, but I think it's worth it. So we're going to go ahead and do the raffle today. It's not a raffle, it's a trivia. We're going to do a trivia giveaway today on the stream for these cards. And we will do that, I don't know, maybe, so it's 8:09, it's not 8:10 yet, guys, it's still so early. We will do that maybe 45 minutes to an hour-ish into stream, so I think that's kind of like a good starting point for this, to kick it off. That way everybody has a chance to wake up, brush their teeth, and get on stream so that they can be a part of it. But yeah, we'll do the card giveaway. It's trivia, so you gotta find the right answer to the trivia. And then we will obviously, once I complete making the cards, so once I really do finish the other 7.5 cards, we will have a second giveaway. So if you don't win them today, there will be a second try, my words today, a second chance to win the cards. Was listening to Dune so good? It is so good. I mean, I haven't read the books. If you're listening to the audiobooks, I don't know that much about it. I know somebody who did read them and said that they're amazing. But no, I did see the movie, and that alone was very good. So I imagine the books are even better. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. You probably can't see what I'm holding. It's an iPad. And so 2 things. First thing, this is how I designed the back of the cards. I created kind of like, I filled in I made the canvas the right size, filled it in with a flat color, and then I just used an eraser to erase out these panel lines so that I could have sort of my template for the back of the cards. But then, let's go back here and take a look. This is the card that I was in the middle of working on, or that this was the last thing basically I was working on for these cards, and I'm sure you guys know which character this is. I think that I can get her card knocked out pretty quickly and then get started on some other ones, but we actually do have a comic page today to finish, which she's covering up, and that's this one over here. And I don't know if Space Raptor is here right now. I know that they left a comment last night looking forward to the stream. They might be popping in a little bit later. But we have added Space Raptor's character down here in the bottom corner. Oh, and let me make sure I did this. Let's flip back to our reference page. Mrs. Claus, who I was in the middle of making a card for. I was stumped for a minute about like who designed this character, whose IP is this, right? Because I have everybody else's written down except hers. No, there's no like name credit here, and I figured it out. And now I'm blanking again. I knew what it was. I was gonna write it down. Who created this character? It was Fred Pito. Fred Pito made this character. So Freadpitoo. Fred Pito. Get a little jingle. So now we know whose character that is, and then of course we flip back a couple pages. We have Space Raptor's character here. Felix, who we learned a lot about on the last 2 streams, which is really cool. Yeah, so now we get to keep moving forward. For Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Muffin, no! Yeah, Mrs. Claus. But not that Mrs. Claus. I'm thinking about making her tagline. You know, like each card gets like a little... Here, let me show you. I'll flip over. So like, each card, how Chase says, he knows, you know he knows, because we've established that Chase is like the resident know-it-all. I'm thinking for Mrs. Claus, putting on her tag, no relation to Santa Claus. Here we go. Okay, so, and then of course, like I mentioned before, if my audio levels need tweaking, just let me know. I can't hear a thing. There's no earbuds in here this time. I couldn't get them to pair. I struggle with the whole wireless pairing thing. So if there's any kind of tweaking you need with audio, just let me know. I'll adjust the levels here. I can't personally hear it, but I trust your judgment, so I'll go by that. Alright, goodness. I guess we can start by inking the Felix the Raptor we have down here and his supply boxes. And then we can move on to these top ones where we have our teams facing off in this split panel, tri-split panel thing we got going on. But of course, if we hit, wait, the music is a little loud compared to your voice. Okay, so I can adjust that. Thank you for letting me know. Nancy's met me in person. I mean, no, obviously she's met me in person. She could vouch for me. I am stupidly soft-spoken. I'm trying to project my voice right now, and even that, like, I can see the levels of the mic picking it up, and I bumped it 6 levels. Like, I bumped it by 6, and it still feels like 6 decibels up, and it still feels like I'm not very loud. Nancy knows, you know. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully that helped. Let me know. Because I did just move them. So if the change is adequate, you know, let me know. If I need to do a little bit more pushing, let me know too, and I will do that. I am trying. I'm trying to project my voice. The soft-spoken squad. Yay! Yes, high five, soft-spoken squad. We can wear that badge together. Bear that burden together. I'm gonna go take a drink. I have gotten so lazy with my morning routine now. Like, instead of making coffee, I just grab an energy drink from the fridge. It's reached a new low. I used to be so much better about, you know, get up, make the coffee, drink the coffee, and then you don't have to worry about like, oh, Is my heart gonna explode because I drank too many energy drinks? But no, I've reduced myself to this. Alright, so I've got a couple new pins in here. I went ahead and ordered these on Amazon because I couldn't help myself. I was really, the reason I did this, I did have a valid reason, I promise. My brush pin that I've been using, I've been like, a couple of times I accidentally jammed it in the cap, and so it's been a little bit bendy and unwieldy, and so I thought, well, you know, instead of just trying to be extra careful with it, which I'll still do, but like, maybe the best course of action is just to get another pen. And so I bought a set. But yeah, let's try this out. This isn't necessarily a brush pen. It comes with a brush pen, but this I think will be a little bit more controlled. It's kind of like a microline, so we'll try this, and hopefully I won't totally destroy this character. So let's not drop the microphone. Oh, that was close. That was so close, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna move this pin box somewhere else so that I can move this book over and give myself a little bit more room. So our character Felix here is going to be our supply runner. That's why he's got these boxes. Hopefully just drawing some squares, it does look like boxes. I think adding color will help with that. So I bought more art supplies so much while I saw the art hoarding video. Guilty! So guilty. Yeah, I know. But I tried to validate it. Like, I tried to have like a valid reason for doing it. Only Chad speaks so quiet to command everyone to focus on you so hard just to hear what you say. I'm not trying. I'm trying to talk louder. I do promise. I'm projecting to the best of my ability. I'm also not able to form totally consistent words this morning, but I think I get to still say it's still early. So coming in here, let's go ahead and, yeah, that's a little bit thicker than what I was using before. The microns were a little bit thinner. Do I want to go stick with that? I might go one size down. And basically extort my shame here with all these extra pins I bought. Yes, so let's try this size and see if it's any better. Oh yeah, that's better. So I think that'll work better for what we're trying to do here. The one thing I've noticed about doing this, and I don't know if you have this problem, Pilfer, like when I'm streaming, I have this light here, like this bright. Let me show you guys what I'm seeing. This is what I see. So I have that pointed at my book so that you guys can see it, but it's also a little bit blinding for my eyes. So sometimes I can't even see the pencils that I'm trying to draw over because the light kind of like makes my eyes unable to see anything. The things we go through to make good production quality videos. But you know, maybe it'll pay off. Maybe it'll all look good in the end. I do kind of want to bring the riser back in, just because I feel like you can't see this very closely. Do I do it? Maybe. Maybe. Let's give it a quick try. My cat was over there sleeping under the riser, and he's still asleep. He didn't wake up for that. That's crazy. Normally he's so skittish. He would take off if I even try to move anything at all. Oh, that's so much better. Let me just... Can I set focus? Oh! Lovely. Okay, so now I feel like now you guys can really see what's going on. So that's good. So, yeah. We discussed that. We discussed my shame at buying more things. Even though I have that huge box of supplies that really needs to be used. I say box, it's like I'm really trying to like downplay the fact that it was an entire like dresser full of art supplies, and then some really. Alright, so I do apologize, Space Raptor, if I mess up any of the details on this raptor's anatomy. If there's anything that is inconsistent in any way, let's just chalk it up to this is kind of a cartoon variant, and so not everything will be like super anatomically correct. I haven't really studied the anatomy of dinosaurs. I'm more of a human artist. I draw people more than anything, but I love that you guys challenge me to try new things, and like the fact that I've had so much more practice doing characters that are based on like animals and that are based on like inanimate objects, like the muffin character and like this little turkey up here. Oh, there you go, this little turkey character. Just all these fun, like super out of the ordinary things for me. Like I'm also getting to work on paper. I'm getting to draw with, you know, traditional media, which is really good for me. I need that in my life. And I'm getting to work on characters that are so out of the order, like so unique and really interesting. Like it makes everything so much more interesting than if I was just running around drawing. Like human characters are great too, don't get me wrong, and like there's a lot you can do with them. Like you could do steampunk, you could do sci-fi, you can do historical, you know, there's a lot, you can dress them up in different ways. You can give them all kinds of different character types, features. Humans are complex creatures, so we have a lot of variable features that we can experiment with and do it very differently from character to character to character. So yeah, I mean, all of it's good. What I'm trying to say is basically it's all good. It's all good practice. It's all good exercise and learning experience, and it's all going to help make me a better artist. And if you guys are doing anything like this in your own time, or if you're doing them with me during stream and you're like doing your own sketchbook time, yeah, I think it'll help you too. So it's a win-win all around. Everybody wins. We all win. This is a mutual victory for everyone. Like if you've heard of mutual assured destruction, this is the opposite. This is mutual assured victory. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I'm gonna keep adding these spiky dino scale things to him. And then we'll just come over here with sort of the rounded forms of the body. Right, like that. It sounds, I mean, I'm mostly just following the pencil lines. I'm not going to deviate too much because I worry that if I do, I won't like it, and then it'll be permanent. And that's the way the cookie crumbles in the traditional world. There is no edit, undo, or delete layer and go back to what you had before. But despite that, there is something super satisfying. I don't know about you guys, like, you feel free to disagree with me, but there's something super satisfying about traditional art, even though it doesn't have all the flexibility of digital art. Like, it's just, for some reason, it just feels like super satisfying to have something physical made, like in the real world. It exists in real time and space. Which of course our digital can too if we print it, like we're going to print our cards. But yeah, I don't know, just, and it's definitely a different animal, right? Like if you're really good at painting, but then you try to like draw on your computer for the first time and you feel like you're drawing like your 12-year-old self all over again, you're wondering like, why did I lose all my skills just because I'm working on a computer? That's how I feel going the opposite direction. If I like draw on a computer, I'm like, man, I can make such like really cool things. I sometimes I'm can pull off something that even looks professional, but then other times it's like, you know, it's still a hop, skip, leap, and a jump ahead of what I'm doing on paper. So these streams are definitely going to help me sort of close that gap a little bit. Like, it's kind of giving me an opportunity to practice so that maybe I'm not going to just keep drawing like my teenage self used to. Maybe I'll actually reach a point where I feel like I'm drawing like on a similar or same level as my digital work. And then we can party when that day comes. We can all sort of celebrate it together. Alright, so really this is great for a warm-up for today, to be able to just ink the pencil marks from last stream, from the last stream that we did on the comic. Because that way I haven't really had to jump in cold, you know what I mean? Like, instead of having to go into this with like really diving in the deep end feet first, I'm able to sort of like ease my way into it by going over the pencil marks from last week. And I keep saying week, like last week, but we all know it wasn't last week. My streams are bi-weekly. And he has this like luminescent, I remembered, he's got like this bioluminescent like triangle-y thing on his nose, and we will make sure to make that glow. And then our Dino friend definitely had some striping going on, but we'll come back to that. Alright, so I think it's safe. Oh, I guess this is a new pen, new rules. I guess we're gonna have to find out when it's technically dry enough to erase pencil marks. If I dive in too soon, it might just turn into a smushy, not smushy, what am I looking for? A smeared mess. So I'll just lay this here to sort of like kind of introduce the idea of erasing those pencil marks, you know, like ooh, but we'll give it a second. And LOL Bing, what did Bing say? Poor cookies. Oh, was smashing the cookies and ice cream. Yeah, Pilfer making ice cream right on time. It's a Saturday morning tradition at this point. The ice cream that we all want to eat but can't, but we can at least hear about it. We can learn about it. That's cool. Haha, right. To be fair though, it's hard to walk by art supplies and not buy it. See? Nancy gets it. It's hard to see something really cool and exciting and be like, oh, but there's a chance I'll never use that, and not get it. I do control myself. I do. More times than you know. There's so many times I have passed up the opportunity to buy art supplies because, especially knowing like, oh, but I'm just gonna draw it on the computer anyway. Like, for so many years, that's sort of been my red tape that I put around like any art supplies I see at the store. I always just kind of remind myself, no, because you're just gonna draw it on the computer anyway. Don't buy that. That's why most of what we went over in that video, that art haul quarter video, is stuff that I've had since like, a lot of it since high school, but the rest of it's probably like art supplies from that one art class I took in college. I did take more than one, I took maybe two. But then I switched my major to film, so I wasn't doing video game design anymore, which was my initial major. That's what I did my associates in, but then I got my bachelor's degree in cinema to make films. Laughs in not knowing how to draw physical. So, Bing, you're on the same page as me? As your lamp question, it might be too bright because the light bulb is exposed. It needs a white cover to not shine directly reflecting on you. Yeah, having some kind of diffusion would be great. I am working in a really small space though, so I don't really have room to add like a diffusion box. I could probably put like you could take like a pillowcase or something and wrap it around it maybe or something. Diffuse it a little bit. It does have like settings, like you can like make it brighter or make it dimmer, and like it's on a dimmer setting right now actually. But it's just because my face is so close to it, right? Like the book's right here, my face, like see my hand is like right here, which means the light is right here in my face. But yeah, a little diffusion might help. It might make this seem a little bit dingier, just because without light on the book, it doesn't look as good on stream, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm still finagling. I'm still working on my setup a little bit at a time. Every new stream, there's something different. Whether you guys can see it or not, I'm always doing something to try and like make micro improvements. I think we can erase this pencil mark now. Let's see, what else did I miss? Alternatively, maybe direct the light panel with the paper instead of directly. Yeah, using bounce light would be good too. I did try at one point to like bounce it off, so I've got a second monitor. I push my hand like this, like you can see where my hand is passing through. So that monitor where you guys are seeing the cards when I brought the cards up on stream, right? On screen. That display is right there. It's like that way. So I've got like a computer here where the webcam is picking up my face, and a computer here where I've got all my displays. So when I want to show you the trading cards up on screen, I can click over to this one and that's what you guys see. And at one point I just pointed the light, like shoved it that way and pointed it that, and I was like, can we just bounce enough light back at the book? Would that be enough so I don't have to look directly into the light? I'm not ready yet to die. I don't want to go into the light. No, lame joke. Just learn on a digital tablet, then you never run out of supplies. Ahead. Yes, that is how you get ahead of the supply curve. I did, actually. Bing, that's exactly what I did. I learned on digital, and it was just too convenient. It's too easy to make mistakes and not ruin what you made. You can just undo those mistakes. And where I feel like it's so much harder to undo a mistake when you're in traditional, I think most of the time you just have to be able to know how to cleverly cover up your mistakes or to turn them into something else. Happy accidents, like Bob Ross says. Yeah, digital just, I feel like it's such an enabler. It's good for learning because you can like make mistakes and then you don't have to scrap it and start over. You actually learn how to get all the way through from beginning to finished process because you can delete your mistake where you messed up, so you learn from those mistakes and you move forward instead of having to throw it away and start over, which, if that makes sense, I feel like it's really important for anything that you're trying to do. Like if you're trying to learn how to be a woodworker or you want to make like custom furniture, right? It's really important to get to finishing. Like you have to be able to get all the way through the process, even if you don't love it, even if what you made doesn't turn out like you imagined it. It's important to finish because learning finishing is also a skill. Like the drawing itself isn't just the skill, and like the wood shop isn't just the skill, and like the sewing isn't just the skill. Finishing what you start is also a skill, because learning how to finish, like say you're sewing something, I'm really going off on a tangent here, but you got a face tan from the reflection. Oh, does it look good? Yeah, like say I was gonna sew my own costumes for Halloween or for like a Comic-Con or something, and like I know how to sew hems and I know how to sew, oh gosh, seams, right? Hems and seams. But if I never really finished a whole piece, I wouldn't know what else comes next, which Nancy, I don't know, help me out here. What else comes next? Like what is a part of finishing that you don't necessarily get from just doing like the first or second steps? Like there's gonna be more that you're not gonna be able to make a product you're really proud of until you at least learn how to finish a product that you're not proud of. So that, I think, that in summary is what I'm trying to say. Like you gotta be able to finish something that you're not proud of first before you can get to the being good at finishing. Okay. Art's looking good, by the way, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So that was the easy part, because there's already pencil marks. Now I gotta actually draw some other stuff here. And what we have here are our 3 teams. Very, very loosely filled in. You can tell this is Lily Bee from the bunny ears. And this cat, it looks like cat ears, but that's not the cat. The cat's up here with the cat tail, see? This one would be, and if I do this, I give her like her little cheek things. Maybe it's a little bit obvious, a little bit more obvious that this one is Candy, Mia. That's supposed to be her little like mushroom hat. And Mrs. Claus. I'm the worst at finishing, Nancy. There is so much like top stitching and loops and hooks and then pressing it so it doesn't look like poop. Yeah, see, exactly. I knew she would know. She knows what it takes to finish something when you're trying to sew or create like clothing from like scratch. She gets it. She knows where I was trying to go with that. Oh, yeah. Very wise. I'm the worst at finishing. I don't think you're the worst at finishing. I think that you're doing pretty good. I've seen your channel. You can't fool me. I saw those like 15 sketches you dropped in the art channel on Discord where you were like, this is a warm-up. And the rest of us are just looking at it like, it takes so long to draw 15 sketches. That's a whole exercise. That's not a warm-up. That's like the whole thing. Like that's that day's, yeah. That was the whole thing. But yes, yeah. It's a thing that, and honestly, I might be being a little bit dismissive. Like your finishing, like the level you want to finish at, might be different than say that page of sketches that you submitted. Maybe your level of finish is fully rendered, you know, and like in full colors with the special effects and all that stuff. So everybody's got like a different level of finishing based on their current skill level, and you know, I'm not trying to get super philosophical here, but we all like, you know, we all have our different, we're all in a different stage, and it's just, that's how we progress too, is by getting through finishing at whatever stage that we're at. So if you want to get better, you gotta finish. You can't just keep scrapping your sketches because you hate them and then wondering why they're not getting better, which I know most of us are guilty of. We'll like start a sketch and be like, oh, I hate it. It's terrible. I don't like it. I'm gonna just come back tomorrow and do a new sketch and do a new sketch and do a new sketch. And so like, until you push yourself to finish those, you're not gonna get to the level you want to get to. Like, you'll get better. You will get better. Like, practice does count. It does count. I'm not saying it doesn't. But you could get much better, like so much faster, by finishing all the way through. And then when you get to the end and you're looking at, so like for instance, I'll finish something, I'll get all the way through it, and then it'll be fully colored and everything, and I'll look at it and I'll be like, the anatomy's off. And it's done. It's already done. It's too late to fix it. But I couldn't see that the anatomy was off in the sketch phase, which means that I wouldn't have learned from that if I didn't see it fully finished. So seeing it fully finished and then realizing, why does this feel off? Like, that teaches me too. Like, in a sketch, when it's like a messy sketch and that, you know, there's a lot of room for interpretation with all the like the different marks and stuff, you might not notice that. But once it's a cleaned up finished drawing, then you can see like, okay, I am definitely drawing the arms wrong, or I'm definitely drawing the face too big, or something like that. So like, finishing also helps you to see what you need to fix in the drawing stages. So nope, never done that. My sketches are always perfect the first time. Perfectionism. You just keep doing you, Bing. I'm not gonna interfere there. You keep doing you. Oh, goodness. No, I saw you dropped multiple different versions of a character you were working on in chat. So I know that you're pushing yourself to fix as much as you can before you get to the finished product, and that's good. I mean, like, the whole process, it's a whole process. Okay, so let's see. We've got, Who do I want to start with? I kind of want to start with the muffin because he's easy and he's cute. So let's do that. We'll start over here with Carmelton Batterson, and he's got like a blueberry here that kind of pokes out there, one here on his cheek where you put a blush, one here on his chin like a mole, and one up here by the eyebrow. Consistency. He's trying to be. And then we have his little, you know, his muffin body, and we have under the chin here the cape stuff. So it's gonna go kind of like that and out. And what face are they making? I should be looking at intense expressions, you know, like for reference, because this is that stare down moment where all the teams are kind of like psyching each other out. Let me move this for a second. So let's go find, I'll let you guys come with me on this journey. We'll go find ourselves some references. Let's go to Pinterest, and we'll go to How to Art. These are my pin boards. And we'll go to expressions. Here we go. It's kind of more body expressions, but that's fine. Let's find some intense expressions. These are intense. These are very intense, but also very detailed. Maybe something a little less detailed like these. So let's just look at, I'll have this up on screen in front of me for reference, and then now you guys know kind of what I'm looking at. Hello, I clicked the wrong screen. There we go. So now you kind of know, if I'm like looking up from my book like this, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at these references. Being objection. Nope, never done that. Shh. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was sarcasm at its finest. Okay, it is 8:43, and I know we have people hopping in and out. We don't have as much consistency right now with viewership, but I'm going to go ahead and try. I should have done this in advance now. Why didn't I think of this before? So I think I know what I can do. I'm going to go ahead and pull up, let's see, Word. Do I have like a Word app? WordPad, that'll work. And on this WordPad, I will write in here, and I will reveal it in a second. I won't show you what I'm typing until it's finished being typed. The trivia for this card giveaway. So let's go ahead and do that. And while I do that, I'm gonna push this up so we can have something on screen that looks a little bit more just better for when people just pop in. Alright, so the trivia. Shh. Let me write this down. Let me write it down. We'll get this ready. First card giveaway trivia. I think that's going to might be a little difficult to read, so let me bold that and maybe even make it a little bigger. There we go. And now I just got to create a little window for it so you guys can see it on the screen. So first, let me move that first to where I can keep an eye on it. And yeah, we will add. This is where I need that like Jeopardy music, you know, like do 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 do, but I don't know if that's like copyright, so I'm a little bit too scared to add it. So let's see, we will do a window capture. We'll call this trivia, and we will hit OK, and yes, that's exactly the one I'm looking for. So now we have on screen, is that easy to read? Can you guys read that? cannot read it? Okay, I will fix that. That's left, okay. Just slowly inching in a little bit more at a time. Okay, so let's close that, and then I will how about that? Is that better? Let me know. I can still make it bigger, but I'm hoping that that's big enough that you guys can see it. I completely don't plan to cheat Pilfer. No, this is a kind of trivia. It's not like a generic trivia that you would be able to like Google the answer to. This is trivia specific to the cards. So that is the question. So I'll read it out loud. The question is, what does the number inside of the thought bubbles on the cards mean? And I can show you the cards one more time. You still can't read it? Okay, I'll make it bigger. Right, that's the button to make this bigger. So we'll do that. Actually, let me just... I still want you guys to be able to see the first card giveaway part. That's kind of important too. Maybe if I do like that. Is that better? And then I could just still make it a little bigger. There we go. Alright, actually doesn't it mean what stream page the character first appeared in? So we have Bing, actually I think these are both your guesses. Does it mean which character is introduced in order? And actually doesn't it mean what stream page the character first appeared in? So you're gonna have to pick one. You're gonna have to pick one. It can't be stream or page because those are two different things. Some streams I went over multiple pages. I mean, some pages I went over on multiple streams. Just like this page is in this stream, but it's also in the last stream as well. So you gotta be more specific. I will say it is not what order they're drawn in, and it is not which page they are drawn on. So both of those guesses are not quite, you haven't quite nailed it yet, but you're definitely warm. You're warm. I am actually very impressed with how quickly you guys are getting down to like the almost exact answer. It's not which page, and it's not the order they were drawn in, because if you look at the cards, so let's go back over here to display capture. If you look at these cards, that's not the cards, here we go. So Chase here has a 1 on it, but so does Dave. Dave also has a 1 in the thought bubble right up here. And then we have Candy with a 2. Mia has a 5. Yeah, you're allowed to guess again. You can keep guessing. Let's see. We have Schmiegel here with a number 3. A number 5 for the Crab Soldier. A number 3 for Dr. Crow. A number 3 for Crumpleton. Lily B is a number 2. It's not based on the team they're in. So let's see, number 5 for Mia is Team Fungi Hops a Lot, but Lily B is a number 2, and she's also Team Fungi Hops a Lot. So it's not based on the, yes, Bing, you can guess again, but Nancy, you know it's not based on the team they're in. Drum roll, Bing, you were so close. You were so close. I feel like I think I'm gonna have to give it to Bing because he did say it. He did say it, but see, this is so hard. See, Pilfer just said it too. What stream they were drawn in? That is the correct answer. But I didn't give it to Bing when he said it first because he said stream or page, stream page, but stream and page does not go together. Those are not the same thing. That is hard, guys. You put me in a weird position now. Ah! Alright, so... Whew. I did not expect that to, one, go so quickly, and two, for me to be in a position now where I told Bing to choose stream or page. He chose page, and then Pilfer said stream. So... But I don't know. It seems like the page, because Dave appears in 1, Lily appears in 2. It does seem like the page, and I knew that that would be sort of like a false lead. But if you look at, let's say, Mia, she is on the 5th stream. But let's look at what page she first shows up on. We introduce her in the 5th stream. So this is page 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's also the 5th page for Mia as well. Oh, you guys can't see. So that was a bad example. What's a good example? Oh, no, that's a good example. No, it's not. Because it's still the 5th page. But, so... I guess a good example of that would be like a character like, so like Mock here, if we did Mock, or if we did, but this kind of is terrible because I didn't have their cards for you to know this. If we did this guy, their pages would be 2 streams behind. So if they show up in stream, like say, if they're on page 8, they would be on stream like 10. Because there were 2 streams that were finishing a page from a previous stream, if that makes sense. You don't know what's going on exactly, but I want a character to fight. Hi, Friendy! Okay, Nancy, I'm sorry. Okay, so give you both a point. I think that that's true. You both kind of get a point because you both said it, right? Like, so Friendy, just to tell you what's going on, we were doing trivia. So the trivia up in the top of the screen was for the first batch of card giveaways. And we were trying to, like, we have like a little bit of a tiebreaker, basically, because both Pilfer and Bing answered it correctly. I would normally give it to Bing if he hadn't said stream and page, but now that he's pointed out the fact that I didn't have a good example of a character that was on a different stream than the page they showed up on, I kind of feel like Bing wins that. Because based on the current cards that were available for you to look at for this, all of these show up on the same stream and page number. So our crab soldier, well, wait a minute, wait. Am I right about this? Yeah, even this guy shows up on page 5. So that, it's 5th stream, 5th page. So yeah, Bing was correct on both accounts based on the cards that are finished so far. So, Bing wins that round. I am so sorry, Pilfer, but Bing does win that round, fair and square. I just didn't realize that basically it did work both ways until we get to some of the characters that I haven't even drawn cards for yet. But for future reference, when you do get these cards, because I will be doing more giveaways, so for everybody that does get these cards, those numbers in the top corner are based on what stream they first showed up in. So it was a close fight, yes, Friendy, it was. So once the deck is complete, and there will be 18 cards total, it'll be an 18-card deck, that's what those numbers are for. And I am very excited that we are actually going to do this. So, Bing, for you, I do not want you to put your address in Discord because not everybody needs to see that. If you would like to pick an address that you feel comfortable having me mail cards to, it could be a P.O. box, it could be your aunt and uncle's address, it could be your address, as long as you're fine with that. If you live with your parents are fine with that. Just find an address that it is okay for me to mail these to. and then I want you to DM me on Discord the address you want these shipped to, and then I will get those sent to you, okay? Pilfer, hi friendy. Pilfer, objection. I know, it was so close. I'm sorry, Pilfer, but he was right. Bing did get there first. Okay, so this round goes to Bing, and we will update our little card here. First card giveaway winner. Bingo Ned. There we go. Very cool. Yay! So I will be doing another card giveaway, but it won't be in this stream. It'll be after I finish. So that's how you'll know. Once the other 7.5 cards are done, we will do another card giveaway. Hello, Acero. Hi, how are you? I know that that's the second part of your username, but the first one, I cannot even begin to pronounce that, so we're gonna just go with Acero. And I think I tell you that every time I see you pop up in chat, but it's good to see you. Thank you for coming. We are working on our comic again, and we are also doing a card giveaway, which we just completed the card giveaway trivia, which you can see in the top corner of the screen. But these are the cards that we have so far, and we can go ahead and look at them very quickly, just to look at what these numbers were. Again, it was 1 for Dave, 2 for Candy, 3 for Crumpleton Batterson, 1 for Zelda, 2 for Lily B, 3 for Schmiegel, 5 for the Sussy Crab Soldier, number 3 for Dr. Crow, number 5 for Mia, and number 1 for Chase. And these are our cards, the ones that we have so far. And the other one that and the next one that I will be making is going to be Mrs. Claus right here, and that's what I was working on when I decided to take my 2-week break from art, because I had to just deal with some adulting stuff. You know, adulting is hard, it sucks, and it requires so much energy, you know, like so much energy, so I just needed a little break. So I'm only part of the way through these. I had hoped to be completely done with the cards by this stream, but that just didn't pan out, but we will get there regardless. These are self-imposed deadlines, and we can move the buck if we want to. That said, I did have a point I wanted to make. Oh, it slipped my mind. Oh, what was it? Oh, right. The next card giveaway. So I will be doing this again. So there will be another chance to win another set of cards. Being you will not be eligible to win a second set. So for the next one that we do, since you already won this giveaway, you won't be eligible to win the second one. That will happen once the next 7 cards are finished being drawn, and you can sort of keep tabs on that. You might be, if you're really paying attention, you'll know, because each stream, if you look at the thumbnails, and you can go back and look at them because I've updated them all now. If you look at the thumbnails for all of the streams so far, each one of them has a new character from like the cards. So I can show you that. Hang on. Display capture. Let's head on over to YouTube and go down here to our live streams. So you see these, like we have Dave's art from his card is on that first live stream, Candy on the second one. We have Crumpleton on the third, and Schmiegel here on number 4, and we just scroll over. Lily B, Sussy Crab, Zelda, Dr. Crow, and Mia as well, and we can even keep going. Ignore this one, that's not a comic book stream, and this one here we have, well, this is the one that you're watching right now. This last one at the end of the list has Chase on here, so if after Chase you see 8 more cards, you'll know they're done. And if I finish them before we do 8 more streams, which I do think I will, I think I'll get these done honestly before the next 8 streams are done. I will make an announcement. You will see that on my community tab, so I will let you know when these cards are done. You can kind of keep track of it based on the thumbnails, but if I finish them before I get through all these thumbnails, I will make an announcement on my YouTube channel via the community tab so that you guys will know that all the cards are done. and the next stream we will be doing another card giveaway. Okay, so now we have to continue our book, and I also had one other thing to tell you about today's stream, and that is we will be wrapping up today at a little bit earlier, like a little bit earlier than normal, because I have somewhere I have to be at 11:30. So at the very latest, we will end the stream today at 11 my time, like 11 West Coast time. Yes, so it might be a shorter stream, but that's okay. We will make this work, and we will, of course, if for whatever reason we don't finish this page in today's stream, I do promise you we will be on the next page in the next stream. So even if this doesn't get colored on stream today, it will get colored off stream so we can start a new page next time. Today's stream brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. You say that, but I don't know what that means. Hi, Taka. Taka, that's a good short name for that. That's a good nickname. Yeah, nickname. That works, Taka. I dig it. I dig it. All right, so back to here, and we were trying to draw some very intense faces. So let's get back to those. Where did I put those? There we go. And I will take a drink because I'm thirsty. You stepped away, Bing? Check out what it says on the announcement. Oh, sorry, that way. Look right up there in the tab. Yeah, you won! You were the winner because I looked back through the cards, and even though the stream numbers and the page numbers don't always line up, based on just the cards that are currently drawn, they just coincidentally do, so you weren't wrong. It does technically match page to stream both ways. And when I draw some of the later characters on their cards, like this guy, his page number will be 2 behind his stream number. Same with this guy, his page number will be 2 behind his stream number. So these are examples of when it's yes to the stream number, but no to the page number. But based on what you had to use for the trivia, the cards that were already made, you were still right. So you win. You're gonna get the cards. Oh, which means you missed what I said about sending me the address. For when you want to send me your address, hi Pumpkin Latte, hello. For you to receive your cards, DM me an address that you are okay with me mailing these to. It can be your address. If you live with your parents, make sure to check with them first before you give me your address to mail these to. It can be a P.O. box. It can be like an auntie and uncle's address if you're more comfortable with that. But make sure to DM it to me. Don't just drop it in the Discord where everybody can see it. Believe in the heart of the cards. Yes. Oh, what's the, wait, but why did, oh, credit card. I see now. It is technically a card, but no, we're not making those kind of cards, no. I get it though, I appreciate the pun. I like the pun. I am a very fun punny person. I love puns. Be right back, gonna dox myself. I don't know what that means. Somebody help me out, I don't understand. Okay, but while you do that and somebody explains to me what that means, I'm gonna go ahead and put a very intense expression on our muffin man here. So let's go ahead and do that. So I think a good side eye. So if all these guys are kind of like, ooh, okay, well, we'll start with one. We'll start with one and see what we got here. So let's start with, what kind of a look are we going for here? Let's do, oh goodness. Yeah, okay. And if we put the eyes this way, and then you just kind of give them little eye bags, it'll look a little bit like they're squinting. At least that's what I think. And then maybe so the eyebrows are where it's really at. For these kind of expressions, I feel like that's where they are. It's in the eyebrows. Doxing is revealing personal info for everyone to see on the internet, usually private stuff like an address. Okay, yeah, I'm glad you're kidding, because I don't want you to do that. Poca Latte, just kidding, believe in the heart of the cards. I know, but I thought it was cute. I thought it was a good, clever pun. Okay, so these eyebrows, though, we need him to have very, very sussy looking eyebrows. Like, he's looking around, he's eyeballing the competition in a very almost sassy kind of way. So we've got his eyes there, and then like you give him like that little like you know, like chumpy mouth like that. I think that'll work. And then of course this is our burnt muffin man, so we're gonna give him his little scorch marks off to the sides like that. And I think he's pretty much good. He looks so chubby this time. What did I do? Why did he come out so chubby? Huh, I wonder who. That's a little better. Gotta bring in the face a little bit more and give him some structure under the chin so it doesn't just look like his face just melts into his neckerchief here. He just looks so sour right now. The cheek adds the chub. It does. He just looks so extra chubby right now. I think part of it is that I didn't put like the face really centered. I definitely have it like turned off to the side here. Ah, what a funny expression. He just looks so squishy. I'm okay with it though. He can look squishy for a panel. Not every photo is a flattering photo. Some photos we look a little squishy. And then I just have 3 circles here. Who's on his team? Oh, right. So he's gonna have Dr. Crow, Candy Lamity, Candy Lamity, and Schmiegal. That's what these 3 circles are. These 3 ambiguous, innocuous circles. Like these guys, I have little features so I can tell who they are, but these 3 are just, yeah, those are the 3 bad guys. He's giving that side eye. You know he is. He's absolutely giving that side eye. I'm always looking a lot of squishy. I do my best to try and not look squishy, but I feel it. I feel squishy. Okay, so, oh man. Let's see. Broke back doxing. Yeah, doxing's great. Here they come, all the doxing jokes. Oh, that's too funny. I learned something new today. You guys have taught me something. Alright, now I know what doxing is. So let's see. Who do I want to draw next? So we can do... I feel like it'd be kind of fun to do, like one with Schmiegal, right? Where like the cloak is just sort of like hanging down, like really low, you know, and like where you cast like shadow where you don't even see the eyes. I feel like that would be kind of fun. Like that could be dark and ominous. Like you don't even see the eyes because all of this is going to be just shaded in, right? Like there's just like this shaded part. And then of course her big nose, because that's a very defining feature for Schmiegal. She's just got that very Pinocchio looking nose going on there. And just make this a little darker so you guys can see the line art a little better. What drink are we sponsoring? Oh no, it's a Monster. We are drinking Monster, hashtag not sponsored, because I am too lazy to make coffee now. I have reached the epitome of lows when I can't even be bothered to brew a pot of coffee. Yeah, we'll celebrate next stream, because now that I've outed myself, I'll feel extra pressured to make actual coffee. So next week I'll have a coffee mug and I'll be like, look guys, I'm not being lazy anymore. And then we can all celebrate and be like proud of me for not being too lazy to make a pot of coffee. So let's see, we've got, kind of love that this character just goes around in this like cloak, because it honestly makes it so easy to draw this very quickly. This character can, like, I can add her to the page so easily because so much of her is just like covered in like this like, just, you know, like, I can't find a word for it, but you know what I mean. you get me. I know you get me. You get it. And then we'll have all this in shadow here because it's the inside of the cloak, and we're doing that dramatic shadow thing. And let's see who's next. Energy drinks just make me feel too hyped. Yeah, I actually worried a lot about that, especially in the beginning, like, because I'll get like shaky, you know, like if you have too much energy drinks, it's like you can feel your pulse and all your fingertips. It's bad. If you're drinking that much energy drink that you're feeling that way, stop immediately. It's not good. It's not a good sign. But yes, I was worried that it would make my lines all shaky, and sometimes it did. So it's like this seesaw, right? Like, at least for me, I'm like on this seesaw. I'm like, oh, I can drink energy drinks, and then like I start feeling a certain kind of way, like what you're talking about, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I need to back off, so I'll switch back to coffee. But then I'll get like, oh, I just don't have the energy to make coffee. The energy comes from the coffee, and I'll like, you know, so it's just this back and forth. You know, such is life. Need some potassium and magnesium. I've been pretty good for the first time in my life about taking my vitamins every day. Like, I'm anemic and I'm iron deficient, which I'm pretty sure those two things go hand in hand. And like 50% of all women are anemic, honestly, so it's not even like special, it's not like a big deal. But I was told when I was like 12 or 13 by a doctor that I should be taking iron supplements, iron vitamins, every day for like my whole life. And I only just started doing it like last month. Like with like consistency, because before I would have them and I would take it once like every couple of months when I remembered, which is like terrible. You're supposed to do it every day. But I'm happy to say, Polka, that I have been super consistent with my supplements, and I'm taking a multivitamin, so hopefully it includes those things that you're talking about. Because it's not just iron, I'm taking a multivitamin, so it's like you know, like all the good stuff. So Candy Lamity's got the wings, and this guy's got the tail, Dr. Crow. Who goes where? I'm thinking for Dr. Crow, and he's also got, so we'll do him here. He's got that mask that goes kind of like this. Right? Like, so, you know, like the beak. He got the beak. And then for Candy, then he's got like kind of the mohawky looking feathers, right? Like that. And then for her, it's more, I'm just drawing these on these like haphazard circles that don't even look like heads. So hopefully I'm not like giving our characters here fat heads or something. But she's got like the really straight red hair that goes kind of like this. And I don't know that we'll see her like demon horns, because it looks like the top of the page is kind of going to cut those off. But I'm pretty sure we could squeeze in her candy cane wings back here. I'm pretty sure we could still pull that off. Like this. Like, you know, like still squeeze those ones in here. It doesn't look great, but I'm kind of figuring out like the spacing here. What are we kind of looking at here, space-wise? And I think that'll do it. I think that'll kind of work. It does kind of look like it's coming out of the back of her neck though, and not her back. So maybe I need to change the angle slightly so that it doesn't look like these wings are coming out of her throat. Vitamin stream. So is this like a healthy stream now? Are we doing like health stuff? Health tips with Perry? I don't know. Like, let's talk about finishing your art, and then let's also talk about being healthy and not drinking as many energy drinks as I drink. Throat wings, I know, that's why I erased them, because it was just they were in a bad spot. It wasn't looking great. So let's see what we can do. Let's like, okay, so maybe it'll help if I establish like, here's her neck, right? Like, and then here's where the shoulders go. So if we know where that is, we can sort of figure out where to bring the wings down. This hair does look wrong, but I'll fix that later. So now if we bring the wings up, it should be kind of like here. So I think placement wise, that's a little better. It's not coming down to like meet her at the neck. We're not like hitting her at the jugular, you know? At least now it looks like it's going behind her shoulders and into the back a little bit. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Even though it looks like it's gonna smack this fella in the face. Ooh, these shots where they're all sort of like bunched up together. Maybe if we turn them a little bit so we're not like seeing the full arc of the candy cane, like it just sort of, you know, like maybe we don't see the bendy part as much. Maybe it's a different perspective, like that. Does that look okay? Actually, the bendy perspective one looks better than this side. So let's update it. Let's make them match. I picked my favorite. Now it's time to make them match. Gotta get this looking good. These the candy canes are wings. I thought they were like candy cane swords. Oh, that would have been a cool. Candy cane swords would be pretty tight, but no, they were meant to be wings. That was the initial design by whose character is this one? Let's see. Yeah, Remy Chan. This is Remy Chan's character, and Remy Chan had asked me to make candy cane wings, so that's what we got here. Swords does sound cool though. Throat wings so unuseful. I kind of need to make an OC based on that idea alone. Go for it. I would love to see it. Throat wings. That would be super. Just like that'd be so like the, what is it? The appendix is like the. No, we need the appendix. What's the organ that we don't need? Is it that? It's like we have this part of our body that we don't even need. And I feel like if you made throat wings, that kind of would like check that box. They could belong in the same category of like utterly unnecessary body parts. All right, so how are we looking here? I think they match now, which is really cool. So now we have her wings, and we still managed to squeeze her in there with her big ol' wings without like pushing anybody else out of the paneling, which is that was the goal. So we've hit that goal. That's great. Gallbladder? That could be it. That might be the one. I don't know. I have Google. Let's use Google and find out. What organ do we not need? It is the appendix. 9 useless there's 9 useless body parts the human no longer needs. Holy crap. And here's 7 organs you can live without. Spleen, I don't believe that for a second. You can't live without your stomach. I mean, not without like super like serious medical intervention where they give you like a fake stomach or something. Jeezy Pete. No, we need those things. But the appendix is the one. So it's the most commonly known useless organ is the appendix. But apparently there are several. But yeah, now we know. Today's been so educational. We're on like such an educational stream right now. I don't need my smooth brain. Yeah, you know, I have met some people who have survived just fine without a brain. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It feels so wrong to say that. Like, I'm just joking, but, you know. Ah, goodness. Okay, so Dr. Crow. Here's the thing about Dr. Crow. We need to do a wardrobe change for this character at this point in the comic. So let's go back here for a second to the playing cards and take a look. Display capture. So Dr. Crow here, can you see that? Is that big enough? I don't know if I can make it any bigger on the card preview from the website. But this guy in this fully black outfit has been wearing a white lab coat this entire time in the comic, but the original character design that was given to me by Deadlight Switch actually looks like this, which is why I drew him this way in the card, because that is his actual canon outfit. And I now need to draw him like this in the comic, and so I feel like I need to be paying attention at this stage, even though it's just like kind of a headshot and only see shoulders. I want to make sure that we get this wardrobe change in here, and you know, it's perfectly reasonable that he would get changed or dressed, you know, for the competition, you know, and especially considering, like, we joked around in stream, not in stream, we joked around in Discord that, you know, he's about to do a bake-off, so he doesn't want to get his lab coat dirty, and so he changed clothes. So it's perfectly reasonable. We've come up with our reasons. Give him the brightest clothing. No, I couldn't do that to Deadlight Switch twice. I couldn't rebrand his character twice. I'm watching on an iPhone mini. I can't see anything really. It's all good. No, Polka, I want you to be able to see these things. I know. If after the stream is over, if you feel so inclined, I have a trading cards video on my channel, and then you can see all of these cards up close, because in that video I actually show each card full screen, so you can watch that. And I encourage you to, I invite you to, I would love it if you did, and then just drop me a little comment saying, hey, watch your cards, they look great, or whatever, or I hate them, they're terrible, you know, whatever you want to say. But it'd be great if you wanted to check those out, and I am actually very proud of that video, and I'm very proud of these cards, so I hope you guys like them. Okay, sounds good. Great. Alright, so speaking of Dr. Crow here, we've got to get... Alright, so he's got like this little elastic band that holds the mask on, so we know that much. And the great thing about this one is expression-wise, I don't really have to come up with an expression, because the mask is sort of a fixed expression. I can't really, we're not going to see any kind of alterations here in his face. But what we do need is these little neck feathers that come down here like this. And then he has on a nice colored shirt. Now that we're drawing it appropriately, correctly, we're going to draw him right in the right outfit, which means we need to see his shirt color like that. And then it's got, I know you guys can't see the reference right now, but hopefully seeing me draw the pencil marks is effective. And so it's got like this V-neck sort of black vest thing going on, which is really cool. Got like the cool fringy sleeves, which I really liked. I saw those and I was like, man, these like fringe sleeves with like the little gold buckle, or not buckles, but these little like accents on it is really cool, to be honest. Plague doctors are always handy to have around. Absolutely. Polka gets it. Polka Latte gets it. Yeah, and I know like 100% that Deadlight Switch would agree with you if Deadlight Switch was here, because this was his idea, and I think that it was an excellent idea. And I agree with you, especially in the world that we've kind of curated here. A plague doctor just, it fits, you know, it fits, it belongs. It's one of those things that just, when you know, you know. And we know. Alright, so then let's create sort of this, oh gosh, and then there's like a little, like, there we go, looks like that, and that pretty much covers as much of the outfit as we can see basically in this very limited preview, and I don't think we're really going to see the tail feathers, being completely honest. So I think what we're going to have to do here is just come to terms with the fact that the tail feathers are really just outside the paneling. We're not going to see them from this angle. It's just, it's not meant to be. But here we go with the mohawk feathers. At the very least, we can still get that, which is lovely. It's lovely. Alright, so snazzy. Yes, it is very snazzy. Okay, I really like, I know I already said this, I really like this outfit, to be honest. Like, I don't know where my brain was at when I was creating the reference art, or creating my, my drawing of Dr. Crow. So like right here in the book, this is like, when you guys were giving me characters, and he sent me the reference image. And I like looked at it, and I looked down here, and I was drawing the character, and I was like, oh, the mask and the hair feathers and the tail feathers, and somehow I missed the fact that he was wearing like this fancy black outfit somehow. And I guess because we were busy trying to figure out the name, and like the concept was that he was kind of like a mad scientist, and we were naming him in the live chat during stream, and maybe somehow all of that convinced my brain that this mad scientist should be wearing a lab coat, and we ended up here. So yeah, I'm here to correct the error of my ways and get us back on track. Looks good. Thank you, Pilfer. Thank you so much. And Earl looks complacent. Earl? Oh man, our boy Earl. Every time I say that name, I think of that Dixie Chicks song. Do you know what I mean? I can't help it. It's just there. It's in my brain. Earl, your boy Earl. Yeah, he looks pretty complacent. I haven't done his card yet, so I have to do Earl's card. I have to do the rest of Mrs. Claus's card. We do have Shmigal. I have to do Candy Lamity. I've been sort of dancing around Candy's card, mostly because I can't find a pose where I can visualize her with her wings and everything, because the way I've been trying to do this with these cards, like I started with the little guys first. I like eased my way into it, but the little guys are little, and like you can go full body and still get them pretty large in the card, like right in the square frame. So like even Lily Bee here is little, so we can do full body standing up, and she fills the frame, and we're not seeing her like really tiny, like from head to foot trying to stand here. But if I did that with like Chase, who is like a full, you know, big old human, him standing up, he would have turned out so small to fit him in this little square box. So I had to, with all the people, get them crouching, sitting, you know, squatting, something. So with everybody that's kind of like full figured, I've been putting them in these like poses where they're all sort of like bending in some way so that they can stay as large as Lily Bee is in the frame, even being the bigger creatures that they are, like being the bigger characters. So all of this was to try and keep the characters taking, like, you know, you want like they're the focus of the card. but if they're standing up, they would look so small. So I made all of these larger characters sitting or squatting, you know, kneeling or something. So I'm trying to figure out what pose I can do with Candy so that her wings are gonna fit in the frame and she's gonna fit in the frame without like trying to recycle any of these at the same time. Where's Deadlight for me to bully? Deadlight's not here today. I haven't seen him yet in the chat. That's really cool. Thank you, Polka. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to put like a lot of thought into it, trying to make sure that there's like it has a look and a feel and there's consistency throughout all of these cards. I'm doing what I can, but then, you know, like going right back to the one that I'm working on right now with Mrs. Claus. If I pull this back open, let me show you guys. Even this one, she's like sitting down and she's like literally like top to bottom taking up the whole square for this panel. And if she's standing up, she would just be a little bit smaller because this is like sort of the least bent pose that I've done so far for the people, for like the full-bodied characters. But I still like, I was basically touching the edges because I wanted to make sure that we're still seeing her as clearly as we're seeing the other ones. But yeah, like that's why they're all sitting. Like everybody's sitting or kneeling or squatting or something. Because I wanted to maintain a sort of size ratio consistency with the smaller characters as well. And I'm also trying to do full body for another reason. Because I know I could just do like, you know, like a portrait view. Like I could just do like shoulders up and put them in the panel and be like, okay, that's their card art. But for the card art, I'm trying to do full body because I want to make sure that the full design for each character makes it into the card. I don't want to like rob anybody of their full design showing up on the card. So that's why I'm also trying to make sure like head to toe, the whole body gets in there because we want to see all the details of each person's design. My card would have 0 attack, 1 defense, and always be affected by summoning sickness. Polka, oh, you poor thing. Why? We gotta give you some buffs. We gotta give you some little, like, what do you call them? Like artifacts. So that we can buff your character a little bit and give them a little bit more strength and defense, perhaps. It sounds like you need a little defense. Yay! I really like that you guys like these cards. It's really fun, but it's also like I knocked out the first 6 or 7 pretty quickly, and then I started slowing down like on the next 3, and now I'm like, it's hard to keep doing them because I'm having to push myself to find new poses and push myself to find like, how can I make the background on this one unique to that character? Like I also tried to make sure each background tells you something about the character too. So there's a lot of thought going into these cards because I really want them to be the best they can be, and I want you guys to really enjoy them. Okay, so I guess to finish this one off, we really need to just give Candy Lamity a face. You know, kind of nice to have a face. So let's do that. Let's give Candy Lamity a face. I can't get over this one. He just looks so pudgy. It's so hidden face. We're gonna give her just the littlest little hint of a mouth as well, just to keep it looking super concealed. But yeah, Candy, let's see, what eyes can we give her? Let's do something. So for Candy's nose, I've mostly been just sort of doing the 2 C's for her. So we're gonna stick with that. And then I feel like we could almost go kind of Grinchy with the mouth. Bring like the smile up, like almost sinister-y, like it's a little bit creepy, so you can get like a creepy mouth on there. Like, you know, like going into this competition with a little too much confidence maybe. And let's do for eyes. I'm gonna start by just putting in the eyes real quick like that, because really it's in the eyebrows, that's what I think. So we'll, and even though she's got those long bangs there that are sort of like covering up, like mine, no, hers are even more like thick than mine. We're covering up a lot of her eyebrows. We're also gonna have her looking to the same side that Crumpleton is looking towards, so looking that way. And then maybe this middle panel can be looking all that way and that way as we go up. So each side is kind of like side-eyeing a different direction as if they're all looking at each other, you know? And then for her eyebrows, maybe we just give her some really sort of like arched eyebrows like that. So she looks very, very sinister and like, oh, I don't know if you should trust that one. I don't know if you can trust that one. She's giving me bad vibes. All right. Oh, and then Candy's outfit is actually sort of like, she's got like this deep V-neck with capped sleeves. So we'll give her capped sleeves, which actually kind of run off the page anyway, so we're not really going to see those. But all of this is her silver dress. There we go. One panel complete. I guess I could start inking it. I'm also just trying to keep a track of the time, because I know that we cannot run too late today since I have an appointment I have to get to. But I think we can at least ink this panel, and that way we feel like we finished at least a whole team. iPhone autocorrect issues. What did it autocorrect? Let's see. Maybe having them upside down looking through their legs. They're basically folded in half. Yeah, that would be a very silly pose, but you're absolutely right. They would be folded in half. That would definitely meet the criteria. I'm trying to think, what character do we have that would make sense for them to be posed that way, personality-wise, you know? I'll have to think about it. We'll see if it fits in with any of the personalities that I've left to draw. Let's go ahead and pull out I think it was this one, and start inking this guy. And yeah, I think, yeah, let's just go ahead. Let's go for it. Let's just make this happen. Let's bring it out. So I'm gonna start here, and I also kind of want to, I'm not gonna completely follow the pencil marks just because I feel like the mask wasn't necessarily at the right angle. So we'll kind of find our way to the right angle as we go through it. Like that. And then we'll just do that. And the eyes on this one are really simple. We just sort of create these vacant eye holes for his mask. And then his little neck feathers that kind of come out from there. And then I'm actually pretty happy with the way the mohawk feathers look, so I'm just going to follow the pencil marks on that pretty religiously. I'm going to really stick to those and see what we got here down at the collar of the shirt. And our beautiful gold chain here, or like the little gold buckles that the chain is hooked to. The V-neck of the vest. Shoulder. actually turned out well as soon as I can use the eraser, but I'm gonna give it a second because I don't know how long it takes to dry. Why are these so crooked? My hair is being a little bit ridiculous right now. That's fine. It's fine. This is fine. Candy Lamity's smile is looking top notch. Thank you. I actually really like that like kind of evil smirk. It looks great. I would not mess with her. Somebody smiles at you like this, just walk away. Like, just walk away. Whatever it is, it's not worth it. Like, they're looking at you like this. It's time to just let it go. Okay, and let's do that side. Get some really nice arched eyebrows in there. And the face. Kind of mess up the chin there a little bit. But I have a whiteout pen. We'll see if we need it. We might not need it. But if we do, I got it. It's not really a whiteout pen, but it's like a white paint pen, which might as well be the same thing, at least with the way I've been utilizing it. Pretty much is a whiteout pen at this point because that's what I keep using it for. Alright, and that's one side of this swoopy hair. The other side. To get her shoulders in here. She's kind of droopy shoulders, like not very boxy at all, huh? Kind of give her a little bit of a slouch. is that reading as a slouch? She just needs a hug with a knife. Topher, you're not wrong. She looks like the type that would hug you with a knife in her hand. Candy Lamity. Oh. I don't want to speak too much for the character without the character creator here, because I feel like it's really for them to say, but she has been quite a fun villain, and she was designed to be one. That was from our villain stream. Wow, I really boogered up these wings pretty bad. Whoosh. Maybe I should pay attention to what I'm doing. It might be time to bring out the white out. Like now. At least the second one looks right. Oosh, 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 oosh. I'm gonna go ahead and come in here with the shirt. And yeah. I'm gonna erase the pencil marks first, but then you're gonna clean up that wing, because that's just pinching all kinds of wrong here, and it's coming down inconsistently wide here. It's a hot mess, guys. It's, you know, let's just pretend. Let's pretend it's not like that, and then give me a couple minutes to fix it so that it's really not like that, because that's not the level of quality we're going for here. We definitely want this to look a little better than that. Well, I did sort of just dive in with an eraser here, and it's not smudging, so that's at least a good sign. So now I know I can kind of erase immediately with this eraser. So here's where we gotta. She's a final boss of Willy Wonka's factory. Candy Laminy and Willy Wonka's factory. Yeah, I could see it. I can totally see it. So now I feel like, oh gosh, it's so crooked. This is like the edit undo. Like, we may not have edit undo in digital. I mean, in traditional, like that's a digital thing, right? Like having your edit undo button. But this is like, this is my traditional edit undo right here. Like, I didn't like that. I didn't like that line at all, and it was made in ink. So to fix it, we're just gonna use this paint pen and paint white on top of it. The only problem then becomes it's kind of hard to color over, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Now I gotta let it dry before I put the lines back in where I do want the lines, but we'll let that one dry. Oh, yeah, edit undo. The AC just kicked on, so if you're hearing a lot of like room tone, like a lot of noise from my mic, it's because now the AC is on, which is not a bad thing because it's getting kind of hot in here with all these lights on and the computer running, but hopefully it's not too disruptive to the audio. Control Z, yeah, that is the traditional Control Z. That is how we mimic our Control Z in real life. Alright, well, while that paint blah, 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 blah. While the paint pen dries, I think we can move on. I don't want to, I'm left-handed, so I don't want to do schmeagout and end up smearing all of that white paint with my hand. Being left-handed, you know, it comes with its own challenges. So maybe if I just twist the book a little bit and then I come over here, I can do the muffin while that paint dries. That might be feasible. So let's try that. And the armor class kicked on. Is that what it sounds like? I like your interpretation. I'm into it. We'll go with that. That's a good one. The armor class turned on. I'm into it. And then we've got all of these blueberries up here on your boy's face, because he's a blueberry muffin. He is a crispy blueberry muffin because he's a little bit toasted and a little deflated, which is why his head's a little bit flatter than you might expect for a muffin. But these things do happen. We were spitballing the other day in one of the streams that he's Crumpleton Batterson III, and somewhere out there's like a Batterson VIII from like a later batch of muffins that the baker got right, and that's kind of why this one is so so bitter because he's a burnt muffin and now he's out to like basically prove himself, or potentially just, well, I would, you know, like disprove or discredit the baker perhaps that made him and did such a terrible job. There's a lot of layers there in the in-between that we brainstorm, and headcanons, a lot of headcanons for this guy. But right now what we need to do is see about these eyebrows for our guy here who's side-eyeing. And that's that. And I gave him a little bit more of a smirk too, because I think that's going to look a little better than what I originally drew there. Maybe it'll make him look a little bit less chubby. Not that I disliked the chubbiness, but I think that we'll see. The smirking might seem more power play. More of like a, yeah. See, I like it already. Let me show you guys. Let me move all these eraser pieces and you can see that. Isn't that like so much better? Like him smirking? Even though we're still getting like the little eye bags from the squint. There's a little bit of a smirk there to show that he's not intimidated. Okay, so really let's finish off some ink for Schmeagle, and then we're going to call it for this stream. I know it's still early, but again, I do have an appointment today that I just got to get to, so this is going to be one of the shorter streams. But it's okay, because we did achieve what we came here to do today. I feel like this was a very successful stream, and it was really fun to get to go over a lot of different things and a lot of different topics with you guys. So more than just drawing, we've been hanging out. We talked about like the cards, we talked about vitamins, we talked about energy drinks, and we talked about kinds of things. A lot of jokes, a lot of things that weren't meant to be taken seriously. The Muffin Man murdered the entire Muffin clan. That has a ring to it, and I accept this headcanon. On behalf of, who is it, Art by Callie made these. Art by Callie, are you still here? I believe that is just, that sound, the Muffin Man killed the Muffin clan, even sounds like a nursery rhyme. Like, just the way you worded it, Polka. It sounds nursery rhyme-esque. Let's, oh, no. See, I gotta be careful. I just stuck my hand in the white paint. Let's see if I can do this without making it worse. There we go. And I kept my hand out of the paint, which is goals. And there we go, there's that. And then we just need to bring the cloak down. Again, drawing cloaks on characters is chef's kiss. Like, it makes them so much easier to draw. Because you're basically just making, like, it's like a sheet ghost, you know? Like, there's definitely wrong and right ways to do it, but for the most part, it's just simple shapes. Like, some of these characters have some pretty complex shapes. This guy's got some pretty complex shapes. Dr. Crow's new outfit has a lot of complexity. It's got a lot of detail, but like Shmigal's just drape it on and let it, you know, just let it be. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let's see. Let's get her face in here. And of course we will add all the shadows later. I think that it's better that I don't ink those. I mean, I could be wrong, but I could always go back after colored pencils and add the lines if it turns out that it looks incomplete without them. But I have a feeling, I have a hunch that the best way to obscure her face in shadow is to not draw the rest in. So we will not. Oh, I forgot the mouth though. And actually, I kind of still wanted like the lines so that I know when I come back to color that this is all shadow. There we go. But yes, we still needed a mouth. Where did my pen go? I had it. Did anybody see where I put it? Probably not, because it's not the easiest thing to see. Oh, it's back in the... I feel like I do that a lot. I put it back exactly where it belongs, and it's like one of those things where you never look for things where they belong. It's nice to catch your stream, Cloak Meta. Thank you, Polka. It's so nice for you to be here, and you've created a lot of really fun dialogue and discussion, and I really appreciate that. Cloak Meta, absolutely. Absolutely, Cloak Meta. I'm all about that, Cloak Meta. Wait, I needed this, what did I need? Oh, for her mouth. So maybe we'll give her a little bit of a smirk, too. Just like that. Just the slightest one. Like a really, really conceal, like, almost like she's trying to, like, hide the fact that she's smirking, maybe. I don't know, but I like it. I think that that's effective. I mean, it's a mask, so who knows what expression he's making under there. Yeah, so there we go. We have a panel done. Normally I'd want to do the whole page, but today's just not that day. I am going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. If you wanted to go back and check out more of the stream, see the cards that we went over, because we did go over the cards a couple times. You can always like scrub through the timeline of the stream after I close it out and find the parts that you missed and look at those. If you wanted to see the cards up close and personal, there is of course a video just for that in my YouTube channel gallery, and it's called Making Trading Cards, I think. You'll know it when you see it. It's a trading card video. And that has all the wonderful 3D mock-ups of the cards full screen, so check those out. And Nancy, that pen is so satisfying. It is. I really like the way it draws. I like the variation in line weight. I'm very happy with it. And I'm using it. So, I mean, I know I did just buy new supplies after complaining about all the hoarding that I've done, but at the very least, these are going to good use. You guys are seeing it. This is the evidence of that. You are my witnesses that I am putting these supplies to use. I will learn about these cards. Polka Latte, wonderful. I really hope you enjoy them, and I hope you like the video on the cards, and we will of course be doing more cards in the future because I have to finish an 18 card deck with all of these stream characters, so that is also going to come, you know, in the future on my channel, so of course stay tuned. That is everything for today though. Again, sorry for the short stream, but I will be back in 2 weeks for the next stream, and I will make an announcement on my channel when I've completed the entire card deck, because we will be doing our second giveaway then. So stay tuned, stay subscribed if you want a chance to win these cards, and I will see you next time. Bye!